Hey guys, it's Dan, and today we just got an unexpected surprise, which is the new prop placer pack, also known as the Greens and Gardens. In this prop pack, we're roughly getting 54 new garden and farming related props, as well as a plus 30 prop limit boost. So even if you don't really exactly like the items in the actual expansion, it would still be a good idea to grab it if you are really interested in building, just so you could at least get that bigger prop limit. One thing I will say though is that this prop expansion pack is quite expensive. This prop expansion pack costs 495 scrap, and for those who do not know, scrap is the in-game currency of Mirage, and you cannot obtain it just by playing the game. Unfortunately, the only way you could obtain it is by actually purchasing it through the in-game store. However, once you do purchase it, again, you get access to 54 brand new props that aren't exactly all related to farming and gardening, but a lot of them could also be used in just regular gameplay, and I'll show you guys that in a second. But again, the major kind of like selling point, I feel, at least for me, when I have already currently all the other prop expansions, is the plus 30 prop limit. That is probably by far the best thing to come out of this. Again, this is just kind of my personal opinion at least. But today I'll be showing you guys all the new props. I'm not going to go through them individually just because of the fact of how long it would actually take, and I don't think it would be exactly interesting or fun to kind of just show every single prop individually, because again, there are 54 of them. So instead, I kind of made up a little bit of a mock type of presentation, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, so now we're going to be getting into the gameplay. As you guys can see, we have a bunch of new stuff here. And let's take a look over here at the larger structures that we have access to. So, in this new pack, we have 4 different type of greenhouses. Of course, a lot of people are familiar to this greenhouse. If you are not familiar, I know that there is one currently at the Mirage camp, and I believe there used to be one somewhere else on the map. I really just don't remember exactly where, but I do know for a fact this is currently at the Mirage camp. These two are kind of new, kind of not. I would say that it's kind of a mixture of like the current one in Cliffguard. But overall, again, it's a really nice addition for those who wish to use them. And I think probably the one that's going to be the most used, and it's not going to be used more or less as a greenhouse, but this will be actually the scrap greenhouse. And as you can see, it's kind of just basically a small shack with a curtain, and we have the window glass to allow for sunlight to come in. And I have a feeling a lot of people are just going to use this as like a little prefab for a house. So instead of basically just building your own house with the certain like scrap parts and everything, you could technically save money by not purchasing like the settlement expansion pack and just getting this with the extra prop limits. I know the expansion pack for the settlement also has like more of a prop limit, but again, if you're really interested in just kind of getting right to it, I would say probably getting this is better. And as we come inside, the only thing that's not a part of this pack that I included are the lanterns and this table, but this entire building in here is currently considered to be one prop, so that's kind of like why I would say this is the best prefab if you're kind of just wanting to put a one and done type house and just put in furniture or whatever. A couple other things that are added in are these type of, we have a rake, another rake, no, hold up. We have a pitchfork, we have a rake, we have a shovel, and we have a till. And these tools are able, again, if you guys know how to use the prop tool, you could kind of post them up kind of like how I did, just against the wall and such. Or you could kind of just do whatever you want with them, and I know a lot of people, they all have like a different type of imagination, so go nuts with it. A couple other things that we have on the exterior, we have this grapevine type of wall. For those who kind of roleplay around the roadside bar, you would know this from over there. Moving along, we have this brand new prop. This is the composter, or composter, I don't know how, it's kind of, there's a whole bunch of pronunciations of them. But this is a brand new prop. For those who do not know, this is basically how you would make fertilizer. One interesting thing that has been also added are these tiles. Now, if I just zoom in real quick, these 3 tiles here that my cursor is currently hovering over, those are the 3 type of tiles that we have access to. And by rotating them or moving them around or such, you're able to kind of make little pathways like these. I mean, mine honestly isn't exactly the best, but as like a little bit of a mock-up type, quick thing, I believe it kind of looks pretty cool. And let's take a look at this nice greenhouse. So one thing, again, because this is called the Garden and Greens expansion pack, we have a whole bunch of planters and individual crops we could place. We also have wheelbarrows. I don't know why, but it, I guess it fits the vibe, and you know what, I can't complain. For those also, we do have the water bucket as well. But the one cool thing, like I said, is that you can actually put down these individual planters and then put down the vegetables. Unfortunately, I had this one clip a little bit. But, again, you could actually have these planters empty if you would like, and all these crops are individualized props. Not like, there's individual carrot props, but then there's also these like clusters that you could put. And again, these are the same situation. This is technically a hydroponics shelf, at least listed on the props list, and this is just kind of like seeds or a little type of like, I don't know, sprouts of a plant, basically. One cool thing that, like I said originally, is that this item here isn't exactly used for farming all the time. You could use this kind of for even a standard like settlement or household. This is a water collector. If those who do not know, if you've ever played Rust, there's something similar like this, and I think inspiration was kind of captured through here. But basically, this is a tarp, and it's going to be collecting water into this barrel, and it looks like we have a little bit of a socket to be able to kind of drain the water into like a bucket or something. Moving along, again, this is the second type of, or technically third type of greenhouse, but in terms of these two, it's kind of the second iteration. Again, we have another hydroponics table. For those who do not know what those are, it's basically if you were to look, not on this one exactly, but if we take a look at this one, we have little like water sprinklers on the top, and that's kind of how it's supposed to be in terms of kind of getting your water to the plants, I guess you could say. But again, we have a whole bunch of like, different type of plant packs or whatever you want to say, kind of plant like bundles. And again, because these, if you were to individually place them, it would take up a whole bunch of props. But in this case, you kind of get, 3 for like one prop, or let's say this is I think 10 for, and it would count as one prop, and as well as this is one of the new planters. We also have bags of fertilizer if you guys want to put that down as well. And we also now have a full display table. This is usually going to be empty. For now, I did put down some individualized carrots and corn, but if you want, you could use this type of display case for anything you want, whether you want to put electronics, weapons, ammo, you name it. And again, coming back into this kind of greenhouse, this also only has one entrance. And again, with the hydroponic tables, we could stack them up to 3. And this is where I actually put down individualized plants. So this is like beetroot, this is corn, this is carrots, cabbage, and these are supposed to be watermelons. I mean, it's a very interesting model for them, but again, can't complain. And again, this is just basically the third iteration of the hydroponics table. For the upcoming horses, I guess we're also getting a little love. We got some hay bales here for those who do plan on purchasing the horse. Again, when the horse actually comes out, I will be able to try to get out footage as quick as I can. And we also have 3 new potted plants. And now as we're moving over here, this is kind of where it gets a little bit, I would say not weird, but it's just kind of stuff I'm not too happy about. And it's not going to be these things, it's going to be what's going to be after this. So one thing you could actually do and put down is going to be called tilted earth. And this is basically just dirt in a sense. And we have 5 different type of iterations of it. So we have 5 different type of like styles. I currently use 2 of them as the ground bases for the cactus, just so it kind of makes a little more sense. And these are the other 3. Also, we could put down cactus. So we could put down the standard cactus, one with flowers, as well as one small one and a small one with flowers. Again, this is actually all pretty cool. I really like the tilted earth type of style, so now you could actually kind of make your own type of like dirt landscape or something like that. And I believe honestly these with the tiles are going to match up pretty well. And now here comes to the part where I kind of start to think like what was going on through people's minds. And these are trees. Now for many of you guys who have actually played the game, you could look around. I don't understand why there are some trees out in the middle of the desert, because for the most part it would not survive, especially in the heat. And that's where it comes down to why were trees added. I'm not really gonna fully complain on this because of course more stuff the better. But in terms of logical sense, I already know a lot of people are gonna just start spamming down trees everywhere, and it's gonna get a little bit kind of I want to say breaking the immersion, but we'll see kind of how it goes. But regardless, we have 4 different type of tree models. We have tree A, tree B, C, and D. We have 2 apple trees here. Again, these are kind of different iterations of them. And for the most part, the only part that really looks different is not even like the trunks. It's going to be kind of like where the leaves are and such, in accordance also with the apples and stuff. And same thing going here with the leaves. But overall, if you were to take this entire prop set, again, this is 54 brand new props. And like I said, I think probably the most important thing, or the most used thing, I think, is going to be this scrap greenhouse. Just again, because it's the fact that you could honestly just put this down, put down a bed, put down some shelves or a fridge or something like that, and just call it home. And to be honest, I think it's actually a really good idea that we're starting to get prefabs now, because we've gotten this, we've gotten the military tent from the past Christmas gift, and like I said, I think overall, if I were to categorize this prop, I would definitely say it's, you know, it's kind of hard to categorize actually the prop like expansion packs, because when you really think about it, it kind of depends on how you want to play. But if you were a brand new player and you asked me what would be the first type of expansion pack alongside with of course you would need the prop laser, but if you wanted to kind of get my personal opinion as to like what you'd want to get as the first prop expansion pack, I would honestly say it would have to be this, because like I said, you have basically a pre-built house. You don't really need to make your own, you know, house with the settlement expansion pack, and you also have a couple other things to be able to kind of match around and fix around and be able to just kind of make it yours. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, make sure you guys give a thumbs up down below. If you did not like the video, please dislike the video. Just comment down below your thoughts on the entire prop pack. But with all that said, I hope you guys again enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.